Yo, let me actually... Oh. Oh, I can't save when I'm on expedition. Okay. I was just going to say, hey, let me save, but yeah, we can't save. Okay. Oi. Oh, hello, you. And I know I said I am not really fan of heavy weapons, but actually it feels really good, this heavy weapon. The two-hander really feels good. It slaps. It really does slap. There was a misclick because I wanted actually to use the grasp. How are you liking the freezy? Boink, boink, boink. Problem with the thing when using this the two-hander, I can't block their attacks. Hey, he dead. Now, I know I got hit by quite a few hits, but we should be able to just heal just fine when we will get the tonic. Okay. Can I go through the door? Nope. I think we'll just climb over. Time to have fun with the worm. Has a lot of scales. Let me just double check if by any chances I have the... Wait. Oh, we do have the codex info. Yeah, we are going to... Well, not worm, but worm. Like W-Y-R-M. Worm, not worm. The affinity with kinetic magic makes them tricky to harvest. Oh! Thank you for the 4 bits. Thank you for the 4 bits, Koneko. Much appreciated. Weaver records, however, provide a path to success. The sensitive frills across the sledge worm's body are key to its ability to focus its abilities so precisely. To use an example closer to home, they are functionally similar to a castle's horns. Without these frills, they can be dislodged along with their anchoring scales. The worm risks hurting itself with its powers, something we highly recommend exploiting. Destroying the frills should also buy time to approach the open... to approach and open the locus of power on the worm's tail. Okay, so get rid of the frills and bite on his tail. Blushy fox. Yeah.
Careful. A sledge worm can throw things over 3 times its size.
It's fine. Oh my god! No, 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 no! That hurt. That definitely hurt.
far as I can push the scry.
Wow! He threw me fucking miles away! Oi! Oi! You don't like me climbing your legs, don't ya? But fortunately, he's not actually hurting me. Okay, hold. Okay, careful. Oh, shit. Oh, come on. Ooh. I don't have time for you guys. Jesus Christ. Oh, oh my god, that hurt. Jesus Christ. Okay, so he is dangerous from afar. I need healing. I need healing. Like quite badly because I am out of potions. That is a scaly worm. Yes, it is. Okay. Come on, give me some potions. I don't need these things. I need potions. Potions, please. Not you. You are not a potion. Oh, there is one. Okay, I think the worm is a little bit away. No, he didn't regain his health. That's nice. That's actually very good. Ooh, that almost killed me. Okay, let's just get away from him. I think he's going to throw stuff at me. Harvest. Fuck. Come on. Don't put... He's using so much of the magic, which is annoying. Jeez. Okay. How am I... Okay. How am I supposed to do that? Maybe I need to destroy all the frills. But he's almost dead, which is the problem, I would say, right now. He do be angry. Also, I just realized I am out of potions again. So I'm actually going to dip out. In hopes of getting some potions. Okay, time for round 3. Come on! I think I got it. Yes! Woohoo!
Magic of your mantle.
Ah, it was worth it. It was worth just running around like a madman. And we also got an iron leather from him. Yes. Pro Gamer Fox. Yes. That do be me. Sometimes. Just gathering all the things that I can gather. We left quite a mess. That's for sure. Okay, we now need to search for the large cache. That's what we were actually after in here. That's the main thing. Okay, where do we need to go? Yeah, we need to go down. We need to find a way down into there. Which might be a little bit challenging, or maybe not. Might be able to go through this. Maybe. Maybe. Yes. Yes. Oh. Hello, you. Fire. Okay, he's going to suck the fire in. Okay. Need to heal up. These guys have so much health. Okay, you know what? Burn, baby, burn. Really? Is it really not going to burn? Can you please finally die? Thank you. Yes. Exactly, Tiku. Oh, frostbane leather. I'm going to probably throw away the hard leather. I will grab the unique one. And of course, let's not forget about what we are here for.
Ow. Everything all right?
Aniline. Actually, I don't need the rust salt, so I can grab the aniline.
There's just so much. Oh, and a letter. Encoded like the others.
Can't wait to work it out.
Okay, I think we can now go... Yeah, let's go back to the camp. So yeah, the worm is annoying. But yeah, to deal with the worm, it's fairly simple. We just need to deal with all the frills. But yeah. When he tosses you around, it's annoying. Okay, damn, I want to unlock... And the worm actually gives us the Weaver's Grasp. Beautiful. Beautiful. We'll just need to kill him one more time, which is fine. Okay, let's go to talk to Kasmin. But first... Pet, pet, pet. Pet the bull.
So, the letter. I'm prepared for bad news.
Or maybe for good? Oh.
They were collecting supplies for other survivors. We know someone is out there. The supplies never made it to them. That and the tear stains.
Is that what that was? Yes, well, there's a lot to cover. We have the cache itself and our scrounging siblings.
We should at least give you the high-level details on both. Where do you want to start?
Let's go with the siblings. So, sad thing first.
What did the final note say?
Yes, right. It was a farewell. One sibling disappeared. The runner.
I thought the runner of the pair was the one we found.
So did we. But this last message was a farewell to his sister. Apparently the Grumpole...
Really?
I know. But apparently their boss had been ordered to stop wasting resources on the search.
And so our hauler left this farewell, hoping his sister might find it, on the off chance she was alive.
He was going to remove all their other messages so their plan wouldn't be found out.
Oh, and he didn't manage to do it.
When the flood caught him.
Yeah.
These people, however many are left, they've really been through it.
They might really need our help.
They're still organized and have a command structure, but it sounds dysfunctional.
Did we confirm they weren't actually stealing from the Enclave?
The letter seems genuine. I think their plan was to bring in a big haul.
It says a lot about the Hearthsiders that our siblings thought this would clear any suspicion.
How so?
The cloud of suspicion tells us they were in dire times, tightening the screws on their own people.
But bring in a big load and we trust you. Doesn't that sound a little like a bribe?
So you think our runners were dirty?
No. I think the system's dirty, and they're just stuck working through it.
I'm not going to say the name, but do we have any sense of who was giving their orders?
The Enclave's leader was called the Eye, a first of firsts, after a fashion. Elected from the masters of each craft, the High Smith, High Enchanter, and so on. Unfortunately, we don't have any details about their direct superior. I will spare you the name.
Is there anything we could do, do you think?
Sadly, no. But their story will live on in our chronicle.
I got to go do adult stuff, but I'll be lurking. Okay, Koneko! We will keep the snacks safe while you tackle those adulting quests. Indeed, indeed. Hopefully Kit will not eat them, though.
Let's move on to something else.
Of course.
Okay, what about the cash?
What about the supplies?
They did astonishing work. If I weren't sure they're both gone, I'd hire them.
Indeed, a robust collection, including several enchanted objects we barely recognize.
Ooh.
They had a keen eye for things that could decay and took care to preserve them.
You two sound giddy.
If there's one thing Lane and I are passionate about, it's preservation of rare objects.
Have you been working your magic, Kasmin?
Obviously. Thank you for bringing everything back so carefully.
Anything of note?
Yes, but let's save that until we've done the other questions.
Okay.
Mysterious. Were there any hints of more of these?
As far as we can tell, this was it. Their motherlode.
So it was the only one.
It's impressive one runner could gather this much, frankly.
That's enough about the cache.
Sure.
So, where do we go from here?
Good news. We compared notes with Dom. We found parts that will let us complete Lucia's thimble, from those schematics you decoded.
Oh, nice.
It has been a busy time. Solar will handle the assembly, of course.
I suppose the only other thing to say is... good job, Brynn.
Thank you, Cass.
We have made progress in unraveling the shape of what the post-Surge society looks like in the Enclave. Further, these documents are invaluable to the historical record.
And maybe you put a couple souls to rest. Not to be sentimental.
Okay, quest completed. So, we've done the supply run. Now it's just the Asylum. Before we will be reaching the Lost City. And we have ads in a few seconds. So I'm not going to start talking to anyone. Except maybe Sola to just check on the craftables. Alrighty. Time to go to Archon's Heart. Not heart, but hearth. Because I don't think we need anything right now. Yeah, let's go there. Go. Boop.
Where am I? Underground.
That barrier almost looks like the veil.
It must be the one Lucia wrote about in her notes.
And the panel looks like our scry. Anyone know what it is?
No idea.
A mysterious panel. Well, let's touch it.
Similar design to a scry, but it looks like it's a permanent installation. Like it interfaces with the room. Could this be the harness?
Must be. It seems like Asylum involved sealing away whatever's beyond this barrier.
Oh.
With this discovery and everything else you found, I should be able to piece together what Asylum actually was.
Oh, so now, okay, that was very short. Okay, now we need to go back actually. Perfect. Kinda feels like a waste of time to go there and go back, but alright. Wow. Wow. Okay. It is well documented that across the Maida, the surge was catastrophic. However, primary documents found within the Bastion are the first to shed light on what those impacts may have been behind the Enclave's veil. The minutes of a war room meeting among the Enclave's highest-ranking military officials dated in 1020 indicate that following the surge, casualties plateaued for a while before beginning to rise again sometimes around 1015. 5 years later, at the time of the aforementioned meeting, the casualty rate was high enough that the remaining weavers were in danger of being overcome entirely. The exact cause of these casualties is inconclusive. It's not difficult to hazard a guess that the same natural disasters that ravaged parts of Maida following the surge would have played a factor in the Hardsiders' deterioration inside the Vale. Our point's explorations comprehensively demonstrate that the Enclave's landscape and settlements have been torn apart by earthquakes. And I lost my... Where were I? Oh, there. And its extreme weather fluctuations frequently render its environments inhospitable. In addition, the danger of wild creatures clearly intensified the longer they were exposed to raw magic in the wake of the surge. These varied threats would undoubtedly result in casualties within a long-suffering population. In addition to this, a research paper was found within a military workshop for enchanters dated in 1010 and titled Observing Arc Degradation. This paper raises another theory that perhaps the Arc's hostility had contributed to the survivors' rise in casualties. Initially, our band had pondered the question of whether the Arc's hostility was an act of defense from the surviving weavers here. This paper proves otherwise. It would appear that there was an expected and normal amount of behavior degradation, according to the Enclave's head of defensive weaving, Cornelia Stratt. However, over the course of the following 10 years, the Arcs began turning against their own creators until all had become hostile by 1010. Kinda sounds like Skynet, Terminator. AI arose against their creators. It's a trope that happens in a lot of places. Like from the games that we actually played, Elite Dangerous, it's the same with Guardians. They made an AI which eventually turned against themselves, but not because of like broken coding or anything like that, but because of well, it was trying to do exactly what it was supposed to do, end the war, and well, it ended the war by wiping the Guardians themselves. So yeah. Stratt believes that something sinister was at play, noting this was far more than a repair malfunction. To summarize, it is difficult to conclude with certainty which of, if any of these factors are what led to the devastating casualties among the survivors. This is in large part due to mass censorship ordered by the Enclave's highest-ranking official, the Eye. Thus, most of the records we have found pertaining to the rise in casualties are heavily redacted. However, in a letter to the Bastion's commander, Khan Stanild expressed concern that details of their crisis were being leaked to a dissenting group of civilians who might aspire to thwart Asylum. These details allowed us to tighten the scope of our search significantly. So, what was Asylum? We can say with certainty that Asylum was a defensive measure that was enacted in 1026 as a response to the rising casualty rate, and that it involved sealing an underground portion of the city behind a magical barrier, not dissimilar to the veil surrounding the Enclave. So that's what we found just now. Given that we still have yet to encounter any Hardsiders, it would be easy to conclude that the surviving population of the Enclave was sealed inside this barrier for safekeeping. So actually was kind of correct that the Asylum is a place. So it's a defensive measure, but at the same time it is actually a place. It is important to note that there is no solid evidence to confirm this. This could be due to the fact that Asylum was a covert military operation, and thus the Enclave took care not to document the location of their safe haven. Why though? Why would you not tell anyone about the existence of the Asylum? Be like, hey guys, If something will go wrong, we have a place where everyone can hide. Like, why wouldn't they just announce that? That would be a reasonable estimation, but it is important to know that this is a pure speculation until we find further proof of what Asylum barrier contains.
I know we need to discuss the barrier and its potential ties to the flood. But want to give me a rundown of the research first?
Of course. Years after the surge, there was an inexplicable spike in casualties.
Okay, so she's just going to say what I just read. Okay.
Well, that may be part of it, but we can't be certain due to the information blackout. All we know is that it nearly wiped the Hearthsiders out. What seems to have saved them was Asylum's execution, a defensive measure that involved sealing the underground behind a magical barrier.
Almost like the Veil.
Exactly like the Veil.
So the Enclave didn't just hide information from the rest of the Maida, but their own people as well.
Judging from the secrecy and a few of the letters you found, I would guess that high-level officials were paranoid. Clearly, not everyone was in favor of this measure, and some might have wished to thwart it.
People like Lucia.
But why?
A dissenting group known as the Verdant Minds that she had ties to, though it's entirely unclear what those ties were.
Like, really, why would you thwart something that can save you?
You said the casualties spiked long after the surge. Can you elaborate on what might have caused this?
This is truly the thousand-fairer question. With the information blackout, I can't find a concrete link to the cause across hundreds of pages. Ark hostility could certainly be a factor. Clearly, numerous Weavers were killed by their own defenses. The recorded minutes from other meetings in the War Room illustrate a long period of geological instability following the surge as well. Aftershocks and earthquakes, and, well, not to mention the outskirts grew more dangerous each year as the creatures were allowed to breed unculled. But these threats seemed to plateau in the early years after the surge. There is no mention of the spike that resurfaced and prompted Asylum.
That's so strange.
It is.
Khan Stanild gave the orders to execute Asylum. Do we know anything else about him?
Judging from the series of letters between him and the commander, it would seem that, at the time, he was recently elected. And judging from the frequency with which he followed up on the commander's progress with Asylum, this defensive measure was a key pillar in his political platform. He seemed to grow increasingly concerned with his popularity among civilians in the most recent letters.
Ugh, isn't that kind of slimy?
Leveraging a security crisis to consolidate political influence? Yes, it's incredibly slimy and effective.
And the commander? Do we know what happened to him?
It would appear that Asylum was executed successfully, so perhaps he is still alive. But until we find the Hearthsiders, we can't know for sure.
I think we will need to find a way to, into the barrier.
It's got to be where the Hearthsiders went, right? Remember, the letter mentioned they were evacuated from the city.
To an undisclosed location. We have no real confirmation that they are down there.
Well, undisclosed location, the Asylum was hidden.
After all,
So,
asylum
yeah,
can mean
might
shelter
be.
or safekeeping.
Yeah,
It can also mean prison. I
that's
know
true as well.
It's an easy answer to where they went, but something just doesn't add up. You would think there would be at least one document linking Asylum to the evacuation of the city, and there simply isn't.
Maybe the city was not then evacuated at the end, since there is no mention of it.
So, back to the barrier. Think it's the one Lucia was trying to take down?
Yes, the very same. She was right, too. It's causing the miasma floods.
Oh,
The raw magic that off-gasses from the Veil is what causes the tangles to cluster at its base. In speaking with Darm, we theorized that this second barrier could potentially be doing the same thing.
oh,
Except in a more pressurized environment, like, say, within a barrier of kinetic magic,
We don't get small pockets of raw magic like tangles. We get floods of it.
Precisely.
So we need to remove Asylum's barrier to stop the flood. Now we really need to talk to the others.
Agreed.
So it makes more sense now, while they kept it hidden. Because they knew
All right.
it will
Let's go
cause
over
the
everything we
floods.
know so far.
We know that, for a time after the surge, civilians continued to live in Tenebron until they were forced to evacuate the city. We're still not sure the cause.
Wherever the Hearthsiders went, they're still actively sending scouting groups to scavenge for supplies. From the uniform, the creeper who was watching Brynn sleep belongs to one of these groups.
We also know that a defensive procedure codenamed Asylum sealed access to the Enclave underground. This was done using a barrier almost exactly like the Veil.
Lucia, an ex-High Enchantress, opposed Asylum and began working on ways to sabotage it.
Her research forecasted that the barrier would
There we go, yeah.
flood with miasma. The very same flood that seems to have killed Lucia before she was able to finish her thimble.
But we have her design. It could disrupt Asylum's barrier.
So Lucia's thimble is the key to our survival.
It's less a key and more like a magical battering ram.
Whatever works.
What is it, Lane?
It's just, I've pored over all the documents we've compiled, and a concrete link between the evacuation plan and the underground is nowhere to be found. I can't shake the feeling we're missing something.
But yeah, this is actually very tough question. Like, think of it, chat. Think of it this way. Two options. Have the barrier, well, keep the barrier, protect the have the asylum, so people can stay safe in there. However, it will cause the floods and it will kill everything around. Or sacrifice your people, bring down the barrier, kill everyone inside the asylum because the barrier will be gone, but save the outside. Actually, Actually, no, I don't think it like, if we will bring down the barrier, it will kill anyone inside the asylum, I think. Sorry for the squeakies, I'm moving my microphone. Do we even know they are still alive? We assume that they are still alive because we saw one of the Hearthsiders in our camp. And they are still gathering supplies. So it's not like they are gathering supplies for no one. So they must be gathering supplies for someone. But another question is, why not contact us, right? Because they could go, hey, we are glad you are here. Please help us. I don't know. They might be afraid, that's true.
The Enclave destroyed a lot of information from their documents.
But yeah, I think we can assume that they are still alive.
The evacuation.
I considered that. The Enclave may have hidden their location from Lucia.
Being a weaver isn't about being certain all the time. It's about taking calculated risks to carve a path forward. And regardless of the Hearthsider's location, disrupting the barrier is the only option to stop the flood.
You're right. I just hope that if we did miss something, it doesn't come back to bite us.
Yeah.
Even if it does, we will handle it.
That settles it. Brynn, it's time to use the thimble.
Okay, let's make the thimble. Sola. Time to craft the thing.
Thank you for your help with that, Brynn. You've a deft hand for flame magic. You can wear Sev's apprentice hat for one day. Also, Lucia knew what she was doing. This thimble was clearly designed to pair seamlessly with Enclave constructions.
Must be her experience as a high enchantress at work.
Based on Lucia's notes and what we discovered at the Bastion, this was custom designed to disrupt Asylum's barrier.
If it can stop the flood, we need to use it soon.
Agreed. We don't know how much time we have left.
Well, I'm going to do that. Okay. Let's get rid of the barrier.
That console that looks like our scry should be the controls for the barrier. The thimble was built to interface with it.
Time to disrupt us.
I just wish we are not doing the wrong thing. I just wish we are not going to cause any, like, cause more problems. Oh, outsider. He was trying to stop us. Oh, fuck. It was a prison. Fuck. It was a prison. It was a prison. Well, we fucked up.
Great timing. I owe you one.
You need to come with me. All of you.
But again, okay. There was no other way though, because we could just keep it closed. However, we would have the flood that would kill us. So
we mustn't cause a panic.
Sure. It's not like we had a dire supplies shortage on our hands before this happened.
What do I tell the High Enchanter? The Guild will want...
Enough. We won't discuss this further. Not in front of our guests. Identify yourselves.
Aurea Harpenay, or Silverbeak, as I'm known among Weaver circles. This is my band, and beside me is our acting point.
Brynn. And you are?
Khan Stunild, Eye of the Enclave. My colleagues are the Spindle and the Axle, representatives of the Enchanting and Crafting Guilds. Who sent you?
Sent us?
Taza? Renland?
We kinda sent ourselves in here.
Is the envy of the Maida for its magical prowess. Clearly one of those nations has finally grown a spine and decided to take it for themselves in our moment of weakness.
Moment?
No one sent us. We came here by accident.
What kind of fool do you take me for? You expect me to believe that you bypassed our veil, infiltrated our loom gates, and breached Asylum without a national power backing you?
Yes.
This is a misunderstanding. We're weavers, like you. There was a brief opportunity to enter the Enclave for the first time in decades, and we took it. Everything we've done since we arrived has been to uncover what happened here after the Surge. And to find you.
If that is true, have you really no inkling of the trouble you've caused?
Well, no.
Reckless conduct has unleashed an enemy that nearly destroyed us 27 years ago.
The Surgeborn. They first appeared a little over a decade after the Veil went up.
Where did they come from?
No one knows. But they arrived in the Underworks before making their way to the surface.
Where they left a trail of destruction in their wake and wreaked havoc on the Enclave.
Causing casualties to rise.
And so I called for a retreat here, saving countless lives. We sealed the Surgeborn in the Underworks for good. Until now.
They knew we were here, wonder why the outsiders didn't intervene sooner? No. Surgeborn came out of the Underworks easy enough, offered to put them back in. I think I'm going for an apology. I'm going for an apology. Because we had no idea. And it was the only way how to stop the flood, so...
Obviously, it was not our intention for this to happen, but it did. And for that, we're sincerely sorry.
Agreed. This was all an unfortunate mistake.
A lot of good your apologies are doing us now.
Look, Surgeborn or not, we had no choice but to remove the barrier. Though, I suppose we owe you thanks for warning us about the floods.
Who warned you?
You did.
Did we? I'll deal with you later.
Okay.
While we can agree Arakim breached no contact protocol, it has proven to be the right decision. The floods were growing worse, and now they have stopped. Even if fixing them has introduced a new problem.
One my band would be more than happy to help you solve.
Yep.
Ha! Work together.
Oh, come
Sorry
on.
to interrupt, but you mentioned your last name earlier. Any relation to Shireen Harpenay?
She was my mother. You know who she is?
Of course! I mean, before my time, obviously. But she's still renowned in the Enchanting Guild. Her work is remarkable. There's a statue of her in Denevron, you know?
We do.
I can't believe she didn't mention that.
There is so much I'd love to ask you, but for now, Aurea comes from a long bloodline of outstanding and renowned weavers. Shouldn't that buy her band some grace?
All right.
Okay.
Your presence in the outskirts will be tolerated. Nothing.
That's all what we ask.
Surgeborn.
What about them?
Shouldn't we work together to deal with them?
We could use the help.
The Surgeborn are a problem for anyone in the outskirts, not us.
Oh, come on, you...
The scouts do head into the outskirts to scavenge for supplies.
We'll take our own precautions. Speaking of, we have pressing matters to attend to.
But...
Enough! My word is final.
Brynn, the one that led us here is clearly the one that warned us. Try to talk to him before we leave. Maybe he's willing to work with us.
Good idea.
Will do.
It's a really good idea. Consult with Arakim. Is there any more, like, yeah, okay, I can just run around and just grab all of these. You know, to unlock stuff. Don't mind me, just scouring around. Okay, did we unlock everything? Oh, it doesn't say. Let me just check. We've done that. There is a door here. So yeah, T, here comes the answer for your question. Do we even know they are still alive? Yes, they are. Okay.
Hey, Arakim, was it?
Oh, just call me Arik.
Well, Arik, I never got a chance to thank you. You know, for grabbing me before I fell to my death.
I think you had it. Besides, I couldn't let you plummet into a chasm. The eye is pretty...
He is fancy.
Hey, that's just a bonus.
You and the eye don't seem to get along very well.
Yeah, they don't see each other eye into eye, right?
Anyone who shows initiative or challenges him. Unfortunately, those are my main qualities. And I suspect he perceives them in you, too.
Yeah.
I was going to say hot. Yeah. Well,
He'd be in trouble for saving us.
he is.
I'd worry if he ever decided to go to his throne and do something about it. But he finds that throne very comfortable.
So, are you glad we're here?
I'm thrilled you're here.
Oh.
I have to say, I'm surprised.
Oh, yeah. Sorry for all that cloak and dagger stuff earlier. Khan Stanild had me on strict orders not to make contact with your Weaver band. But it was the right call. From what I just saw, your presence here is having an impact.
Yeah, having an impact.
Notice how the Axle took my side against the eye earlier. That never happened.
Oh.
And the spindle is as quiet as a mouse most of the time, but not today.
Uh-huh. So these are big changes.
It might not sound like much, but they're excited you're here. Stanild can tell too. That's why he backed down so easily. And that's why I'm glad you're here.
So you're not upset that I breached Asylum, like your colleagues?
I've been pushing to do something about the Surgeborn for years now. Setting them free wasn't great, but sealing them in the underworks indefinitely was never a good solution. Frankly, I think Khan Stanild is just annoyed you undid his one claim to fame. I guarantee he has no plans to do anything about the Surgeborn now that they're free.
Yeah.
You don't think he sees them as a threat?
No.
He's got his head in the sand about a lot of things.
That's basically what happens with leaders, right? Like, basically out of sight, out of mind. Okay? So they are roaming in the outskirts, sure. But we are here in the hold, in a fortress. We are safe here. So, yeah. And we will find a way to get more supplies. Even if it will mean probably much more danger. We'll be like, yeah, we can just, yeah, whatever. So I kinda... Well, I kinda think that he is a douchebag. To put it not too rude.
You seem awfully trusting of us, considering the terrible first impression we've made.
I was spying on you the first time we met, so let's call it even.
Sure. Maybe you know everything already then, but have you got any questions for me?
Just one. Why are you here?
The world needs the Enclave? No. These people have been through so much since the search time. I want to help. We need to find our way back home. Want to help.
Growing up, I saw the Enclave as a symbol of what Weavers lost after the Surge. After all, we have no home to return to, and we're pariahs in most nations. But the longer I'm in here, the more I realize how much your people have lost too, and still stand to lose. I'm here to help, however I can.
That is exactly what I was hoping you'd say. If that's truly what you want, then dealing with the Surgeborn is the first step. Ever since the Veil went up, our people have been in crisis. They've spent so long in it, they're afraid to do what it takes to get out. It doesn't help that some have benefited off that same crisis.
Who?
Who always benefits? The very top. Our leaders are too preoccupied with their own concerns to form a unified front against the Surgeborn.
Such as?
The Spindle is obsessed with getting the Arcs functional again. She believes that will help us regain control. And the Axle is too stressed about our supply shortage right now. But, if their concerns were handled, they could pressure the Eye to finally address the Surgeborn.
That sounds like an opportunity. And are you a representative yourself? Do you have sway?
Representative, yes. Sway? No. I represent the Scouts, meaning I'm at the meetings, but I don't have the title to back me up. The Scouts were once points like you, but our role has changed since the Veil went up. We were effectively drafted into scavenging for food and supplies. It made sense following the Surge, but it's been years. Recently, we've even been separated from Cassidon's hold and the remaining civilians. Anyway, it's the guild leaders who will need to pressure Khan Stanild into dealing with the Surgeborn. That's where my people need your help the most. Then we can start fixing the deeper issues we face.
Sounds like I've got some palms to grease.
Yuck. But yes, I'll come by your camp later. We'll be able to speak more freely there.
Okay. Looks like Sev.
The Eye isn't one for idle chit-chat. That's worth watching.
Talk to you back at our camp.
You got it.
Sev, you all right?
No. I mean, yes. I'm fine.
I feel like Sev knows something.
Brynn, the rest of us are heading out. See you back at camp.
I got to go.
I really don't know what to think about Sev right now then.